Safe to assume you're on this video because you're thinking about starting a recruiting agency, a staffing business. So I've started two of them in my lifetime, and I'm going to share with you how I would do it if I was in your shoes, if I had no experience in recruiting, or if I had experience in recruiting, really doesn't matter. This is what I did when I started both of my staffing companies years ago. I'm going to share my software stack with you, the tools that I use, and explain to you the niches that are so hot right now that I would look into. And then for those of you that are brand new to recruiting, kind of what you can expect and the different structures of recruiting as you go forward with your business. So the beautiful thing about starting a recruiting company is that there's very low overhead, right? You don't have parts and pieces and warehouse expenses and transportation costs, nothing on the shelf, right? So recruiting is an intangible product. It's human capital. That's a wonderful thing. So very low expenses. And the best part about it, the gross profits are extremely high or can be extremely high, especially the more niched you get within an industry, because those skill sets become higher in demand. So you can get more of a premium fee or bill rate depending on what you do. So in the spirit of that, talking about bill rates, okay, so let's talk about the four types of recruiting models. Number one, the most popular is traditional, known as headhunting. And that is direct hire. That's when you talk with a client and you negotiate a percentage of the candidate's salary. Those percentages I've heard can be from 5% to 30%. Now, if you're just starting out, I would encourage you to never go below 20%. I don't care if you're brand new here in recruiting. Don't jump into your recruiting business and be the flea market recruiter giving deals all over the place to clients. You don't need to do that. Guys, this is a B2B sale. Companies have money to spend, and it's important for them to find the right people. And they have allocated budget money for recruiters just like you to spend that money. So don't cut yourself short. Don't leave money on the table. I start at 30%, usually compromise at 28 or 25%. Rarely will I do 20%, but that's where you should be. Those are not it's not abnormal to pitch those type of rates with managers. It's been going on for many years. So don't be afraid to start at 30% of salary. All right. So the second one I'll talk about is contingency staffing. And that's when you essentially work for free. You find a candidate, you would negotiate a bill rate with the client. And this is what you call temp to hire, try before you buy, contract staffing, contract labor, different terms of it. And I did that for many years, extremely lucrative. It's the residual side of business that companies like when you want to sell your company one day. It's a very sellable model when you have that residual contract spread on the books. So the third one I'll talk about is engaged search. That is direct hire, same thing, negotiate a percentage of salary, but you take a small fee, an engagement fee up front. Maybe it's $2,000 just so your client has skin in the game. That $2,000 is refundable upon the first invoice when you make the placement. No harm, no foul. But it shows that your client is engaged with you. They mean business, and they're going to follow through with the job order. Okay. The fourth one, which is what I do now, is performance-based search or retained search. And that is where you, again, negotiate a percentage of salary with the client, but you take your installments as a third. So you get paid a third of the fee on day one before you start your search, a third when you present candidates, and then the final third when the candidate starts working. Those are the structures of recruiting, just so you understand it. I've got lots of videos on my YouTube channel that explain that. Guys, if you like what you're hearing, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. There's great content on here for you to learn about, all for free. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the software stack that I would use if I was starting a new recruiting business. Now, some of these software tools cost money. They're not outrageous. Look, you need to have a little bit of money to start a recruiting business, guys. If you're working on a shoestring budget of, I don't know, $1,000 or less, I would really consider stepping into entrepreneurship. Maybe you need to work for somebody for a while, save some money. Guys, you need money to make money, bottom line. So the chances of you starting a recruiting business with like less than $5,000 and being successful are pretty slim. That's just been my experience. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm very transparent and I want you to succeed. That's the point here. Okay. So, all right, here is the software stack that I would use if I was brand new in recruiting. LinkedIn. LinkedIn's free. This is the free version right here. You're looking at my profile. I would get your profile dressed up accordingly. optimize your page. Branding is everything on LinkedIn. So branding is everything, especially in recruiting. And so many recruiters fall short on LinkedIn. They don't use it the proper way. We use LinkedIn to create incoming leads, qualified inbound client leads, and recruiting leads. But it's all in your branding and how you brand your LinkedIn page and how you engage and how you post on LinkedIn, the amount of likes, reposts, comments that you get. All that is very important. So, take Kylie Jenner, for example, right? She's worth $1 billion, supposedly. I would argue that you and I are better salespeople than her, but she knows how to brand herself. And the wealthiest people in the world are the best branders. You take Oprah Winfrey, Brad Pitt, you name it, actors, actresses, they're all into branding, and that's why they make so much money. So no difference when you start a business, whether it's a recruiting business, a landscaping business, pressure washing, doesn't matter. You need to be able to brand yourself to get exposure and make money and grow your business. All right. So LinkedIn, you can do a lot of searches on here for candidates. Some of the free stuff I would do on here would simply be, let's say we're looking for a project manager. Just type in project manager up there. That's your keyword. And then you can go to all filters and just filter out your search right here by second or third degree connections, where you want to identify these project managers. You get the drift, right? So over here, you can just do your criteria search, right? And then hit enter. You're going to get a list of project managers that you can start connecting with on LinkedIn, building relationships. I believe that when you start your recruiting business, you should start with securing candidates first before going after the clients, right? Let's get some inventory on your shelf, some product that you can start marketing to companies. And guys, in the spirit of that, the way you market, or the way I would market my product, would be by creating these pages right here called most placeable candidate pages, or MPC. This is basically like your website of your product. And here's a great candidate, Jamie Kaufman, that we would market to companies. So after I built a relationship with Jamie, understood exactly what he wants to do, I would go ahead and create this mini web page or landing page with these pertinent details in here. I did a video with Jamie where he introduced himself, talked about what he can bring to the table, what he's doing now, his qualities, his attributes, his assets, etc. And then I would just simply market this page to thousands of companies and you'll get responses. And the way you market this page is through our tool called Recruitemy Leadcast. This is a tool that integrates with LinkedIn, the free version, or Sales Navigator. And you can basically get first degree connections at scale, thousands of clients, thousands of candidates who will start flooding your inbox, like this does for one of my members, Darius, right here, as you'll see. And we set up artificial intelligence campaigns, and then boom, all of these candidates and clients start dripping in. These are all inbound leads that happen through some automation. So that's how I would do it. So it would be a steady dose of LinkedIn. It would be these MPC pages that I would market, and then a tool, Recruitemy Leadcast, to scale your efforts. So you're not manually having to connect all day with people. It will save you a ton of time. All right. So Sales Navigator, I would highly recommend getting this. This is going to cost you about $100 a month, but it gives you a lot of capabilities that the free version of LinkedIn does not give you. The biggest one being about 100 or 150 in-mails. These are ways to email candidates or clients on LinkedIn without being a first degree connection. So for those of you that are new to LinkedIn, the only way you can directly communicate with somebody on LinkedIn is if they accept your first degree connection. Well, guess what? Not everybody is going to do that. So Sales Navigator is a shortcut to get right to people. These are highly open rates right here. It goes to their email box. They see it. They can run, but they can't hide. I've lived on Sales Navigator for years, and I've built staffing companies using Sales Navigator. Do searches in here, get a good campaign running. Definitely get Sales Navigator, guys. $100 a month. It's worth every penny. All right. The way I do outreaches is through one-on-one personalized videos. This platform called Dub, I'll include my link below where you can get a free trial and a discount. This has been the best way to prospect. It kills cold calling as well as cold email or direct mail. I would absolutely do one-on-one personalized videos. I've got a 45-second script that converts at a 90% open rate, anywhere from 20 to 30% reply rate. If you join Recruitemy, I can share that with you. But again, Dub would be the way to prospect to clients and candidates. All right, guys, if you want a way to scale out your video marketing without doing one-on-one personalized videos, to about 10 or 15 people, this is a new tool that was introduced to me through one of my new members at Recruitemy called Tavis. It's tavus.io. I've been playing around with it. Pretty cool. From what I'm seeing so far, they do a great job at putting in the person's first name in a good way to where it doesn't seem like a robot. So I've been watching the demos, and this looks like a pretty cool tool to scale out your video messaging using Sales Navigator and Recruitemy Leadcast. All right, moving right along, Zoom Info. I've had Zoom Info for, 10 years now. A little more expensive. This is one of the best on the market to get people's contact information, email address, phone number, bios, competitive analysis. Great tool to have in your software stack, but it's a little more expensive. I would recommend making a few placements, reinvesting some profit into a tool like this. There's some cheaper alternatives called, this is one of them, I believe. You can look into that. Apollo as well are some other alternatives that are a lot cheaper than Zoom Info, but I have found the most accurate contact information is on Zoom Info. All right, moving along, Indeed resume search, $300 a month, worth every penny. The reason being, you have access to all of these people who show their resumes. You can swipe the companies that they're working for, as well as references that they list on their resume of actual managers who are in hiring modes at times. So I would create target lists using the unlimited resume search on Indeed. Not to mention, I would start building relationships with candidates if I was brand new to recruiting, and start building up a candidate pipeline that you can put into your CRM or ATS. And this is our CRM or ATS. You can store all of your contacts in here. You can divide them up in smart buckets or smart lists by different skill sets, whether it's project management, project coordinators, director of operations, technicians, engineers. Put them right up here, drop all your contacts in here, and you can mass market to them with a touch of one button. You can text to them, you can email to them. It's got great opportunity funnel features where you can just simply, let me delete that. Simply move your prospects along your sales funnel along the way from start to close. I love this feature. I stay very organized with my ATS and CRM, and it works out really well and helps me be more efficient with my recruiting efforts. But if you're still, guys, if you're on a budget right now, don't worry about the CRM ATS. Make some placements, reinvest into a system. They're a dime a dozen. Right now, you can put stuff on a Google spreadsheet and share it with a partner if you have a recruiter, and just kind of wing it for now with the CRM ATS. Don't sweat it. But definitely dive into LinkedIn. Sales Navigator, I'd recommend $100 a month. I would start MPCing the heck out of a candidate or two. This is the best way to get new clients. A tool like Recruitemy Leadcast is very useful to help with your time. So for those of you watching, a lot of you are probably working a 9-to-5 job and thinking about moonlighting a new recruiting company on like the evenings or at lunchtime or on the weekends. This tool is going to help you with, it's going to be a huge time saver for you. That way leads start coming in while you're doing other things. Video marketing is phenomenal. A tool like Zoom Info to get people's contact information, which you'll need. Love Indeed resume, unlimited resume search for $300. And then again, CRM is something to consider. Hope that helps, guys.